Some of the best minds in the world bringing you some of the best knowledge on TRS Clips. I'd love for you to relay actually what AC has picked up from. What have you picked up from him? Like, I can't imagine what you've picked up from another human being. Because we pick up a lot of shit from you. So what have you picked up from him?
So I call this the Jaishankar doctrine, which is an extension of the Modi doctrine. So the Modi doctrine is about taking India forward with India's national interest being paramount. So the Jaishankar doctrine is how India is going to interact and interface with the world, especially the major powers, especially with the West, right? So there are certain tenets that this doctrine has, certain pillars. The first pillar is the assertion that the West stole $45 trillion plus from India. And what is the West? It is the British Empire and its extension, which is the US Empire as well. The US is an extension of the British Empire. That is a clear, explicit thing that is that Dr. Jaishankar has spoken about multiple times, right? So the West has been the oppressor of India for a very long time. And if India is in the position that it is today, third world nation, very low per capita GDP, etc., it's because of the West. Secondly, there is the explicit assertion that Russia is not part of the West, and therefore Russia was never involved in the oppression of India, right? Then there is the idea that India is going to pursue an independent foreign policy. India will cooperate fully with the West when it comes to economic development activities, but there will be issue-based cooperation on strategic and national security matters. Issue-based. Each issue will be looked upon individually. The merits and demerits will be weighed up, and then India will make its own choice independently. India does not need foreign guidance or interference in these matters, and so on and so forth. So there is a very clear foreign policy that Dr. Jaishankar is pursuing, and that is clearly an extension of the overall Modi doctrine, because that's the vision that Mr. Modi clearly has. We can now see it. That's the direction in which he has been taking the nation forward. And finally, we have a foreign minister who can properly enunciate that and explain that and put it across to all the counterparts that he has across the world. He's a very active foreign minister, and we are seeing a very clear geopolitical strategy through Dr. Jaishankar.
So, keeping in mind Dr. Jaishankar's reality, one slightly more layered question. What do you think his motivation is? In terms of when we're sitting here in this podcasting room, we're talking about making India a richer country, a geopolitical force. Same intentions on his end? Like, he's very aware of these things about the 2032, 2033 mark. If yes, I would also like to ask you, do you think there's a deeper layer? Does he have plans for the 2040s as well? Could he be one of India's next prime ministers?
See, Dr. Jaishankar is a retired diplomat. So I'm sure he's above 60. He must be in his mid-60s most likely. So he clearly understands geopolitics. As a career diplomat, he had to put forward the various policies of the various governments, right? He had to essentially be an agent of these governments in the diplomatic sphere. For once, he has been empowered to not indulge in politics and just deal with the national interest. So that is a very good thing. Now, is he possibly a next prime minister? It's too early to tell. Being a good diplomat doesn't necessarily mean that you can be a good prime minister or a good administrator. When it comes to administering and governing a nation, there's a whole lot more than diplomacy. You have to actually deal with politics. Diplomats don't deal with national politics and state level politics and all that. Prime ministers have to do that. They have to juggle a whole lot of political egos and God knows what. So I'm not sure if a diplomat is equipped or trained to do that sort of thing. So I'm not saying that Dr. Jaishankar could not do that, but I personally have not thought about seeing him as a potential future prime minister.
Okay. And maybe one last question, AC. Would you want to get into politics at any point?
No, absolutely not. Politics is a cutthroat game. I'm good as an observer, as an analyst or whatever. I don't know what you want to call me, but I certainly do not want to get into politics.
You'd make a very strong part of an advisory board for the government for sure. I'm sure there's people who have their eyes on you and you will get some sort of job offers going forward. Would you consider taking it up if it was in geopolitical interest?
If it serves the nation, I would.
Man, if I was the PM, I would want you like by my side, AC. But right now I'm just a podcaster and you're always on our side. Another epic episode of TRS. Thank you, sir. Thank you for watching this clip. If you want to learn more about this topic, we've curated a playlist just for you. And here's a link to the whole episode.